Good morning. Numerology is very sought after these days. Why? Because in numerology, you get very good results. 80%, 85% is the limit, whereas in any other, maybe astrology, maybe there's so many. Uh, I've seen so many cards and this and that. Yeah, they work. But I have seen the best results in numerology. I have read Michael Ganga and I've studied that from my teacher. He was actually, he had written his book on crystals, not in English. He had written the book in German because all our books from India were burnt in 7th century AD by Adi Shankaracharya in Nalanda University because they feared that Hinduism is suffering due to the Nalanda University, the education in Nalanda University. They are not following the Hindu scriptures. Anyway, I don't know anything about it. I was not there. But this is how it was explained to me by my teacher. Then it was translated into English, and luckily I got this book. And in this book, he explains the numerology very beautifully, very nicely. Each chapter is an eye opener, plus, you get the idea of every number. For that matter, number one, I have read the other numerologists' books also who are very knowledgeable, have written the books. I respect them. But one thing, when I came to the conclusion, I felt that number one in numerology is favorite of every numerologist. They recommend that number one is the best number. After studying the books, after going through my work for the last 22, 23 years, or rather more than that, I personally felt that it is not so. All the numbers are important. Now, if you have each name starting with number one, A, S, all the letters that are on number one, we perhaps will have a community who will be so self possessed, who will be loners, who would not like to mix up in the society, and that will not work. Number two is a social number. There are odd and even numbers in numerology. We have to have the mixture of the odd and even numbers. Not only even numbers, not only odd numbers. Even stands for ladies, for women, and the odd numbers stand for men. If there are only ladies in the society, you can imagine how it will be. And if there are only men in the world, how it will be is anybody can imagine. And in our numerology, we have to have the mix of the two. Secondly, when I studied numerology, I felt that odd and even numbers is okay, but too much of any number is again not recommended, is will not work for your happiness, will not work for your health. We have to balance your name. We have to see the date of birth. We have to consider your profession. We have to consider the food you like, your home, your country, and your native place for knowing the numerology. Only the date of birth will not work. We have to have all the details for reaching the truth, reaching the right point, and for giving health and happiness to the person who is getting the numerology done. Numerology is a perfect subject, complete subject, and we have to be careful. The numerologist has to be careful. You just can't be blind to certain things. Unfortunately, I meet people who have not even studied it properly. They just go through it for 2 months from a teacher. Then they announce, I have done it for 3 years. If a person is lying, that means that there is no divinity in the whole subject. Kindly check the person who's doing your numerology so that you can be sure of it, because it's a very divine subject. Each planet has a number, so you can imagine. Have a good day. Let's meet.